What's going on, everybody? Thank you for stopping by my video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share my video. And make sure you check out all my videos on the Commanders right now. I really appreciate it if you like, share, comment, give your opinions like I'm giving mine. It's the same thing. I blame mainly the coaches. I'm talking about not just the head coach, not just defensive coordinators. I'm giving blame to the strength and conditioning coaches, the offensive line coaches, wide receiver coaches, D-line coaches, defensive back coaches, all of them. Now, last year, like I said, we have the same coaches, but we have different personnel. Now, for the defense was a bend that don't break defense last year. Now, the difference is that everyone got a year older. Everyone got little dings and stuff like that. The people that came on trying to prove themselves already proved themselves last year. And to be fair, they're a year older. They were in their late 30s last year, and they done got a year older. So they done slowed down more from last year. When you get older, your body slows down. You can't help it. No matter what you do, you can't help but get slower. You probably can't lift as many reps as you used to. You probably don't have the strength as you used to last year. When you get older, a year older, you start depleting. So, and I blame coaches for putting these players, and maybe Adam Peters too, for re-signing these players and think you're going to catch lightning in the bottle again. I mean, I understand that part. You thinking, okay, we're going to run it back. Yeah, we did so good last year with these players. I'm not going to re-sign these. So I give blame to all the coaches. And, I give blame to Adam Peters because for whatever reason, he got rid of people that contributed last year to the success. Didn't re-sign Crowder for whatever reason, but you want to go out and get other people. So I don't know, maybe Crowder wanted more years, more money, or I don't know, but he proved himself. He contributed. Oz, got rid of him, didn't re-sign him, I should say. De'Ami Brown, didn't re-sign him. So we trusted Adam Peters. We like, okay, yeah, all right, well, maybe he got people in mind that can replace them, be a little bit better or whatever. And, in the draft, you don't know what you're going to get when you pick people in the draft. Connolly, he's struggling. Probably shouldn't have put him out there. He probably a good backup. He don't probably have the strength. He don't have the hand movement or the footwork. Something going on with him. And I've been saying this since last year about the center, Biotis. I done seen a lot of times where he gets beat, but they put him out there like he is elite. This line is not elite. Cosme is probably a little bit above average, but maybe because he's coming off the injury and he needs more rep. Okay, I give him that. Sometimes this line is leaking. They get pushed back. They're like on skates, on ice, and I blame Cliff, offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury, his play calling. People in the industry probably have noticed his play calling. It takes a long time for these receivers to get open. Maybe it's longer routes. No quarterback has a safety net. I guess throwing it to the running back. But rarely these quarterbacks don't throw it to the running back. Even sometimes, even Jaden Daniels don't even look at the running back's way. But if they blitzing, the safety net should be in front of him. Should have a crossing route, slants, comebacks, or something. Now, I haven't really looked at the film. I'm just going by the game. That the offensive line is not blocking. And then when they do block, Jaden Daniels seems like he is skittish throwing the ball. I'm like, throw the ball. I'm like, is there nobody open? I said, I got to look at this film. So I'm going to look at the film today. This is coming. I'm recording this on the day the films are available, the coaches' film that are available. And I want to see these routes these wide receivers are running. Zach Ertz never runs the route past the first down. He's a vet. Every once in a while, he always jumping off sides. I'm like, you're a vet. You're supposed to know this stuff. You want to be in the elite up there with Kelsey and all them tight ends. These players came back for little records, most catches by a tight end and or something like that. Bobby Wagner probably came back to chase some little record that he probably want to get. These players are chasing records. I don't think they're chasing wins. They chasing records. Now, I know this is football, but I know injuries happen. And like I said in my last video, a lot of the players that Adam Peters picked up to help this defense got hurt. It's going to take 3 years to get quality depth. Now you know that the people that are playing now on defense mainly should be backups. Now, I've seen Juwan Payne pushing people, but he doesn't get there. He pushing people, but he doesn't get off his blocks. Like I said, coaching. Come up with swim moves, spin moves, or something for y'all can get off these blocks. Maybe y'all, like I said, about strength and conditioning. Maybe you need another strength and conditioning coach to get these players more strength so they can just manhandle some people. You need to do it like the Eagles, man. Their general manager, man, scout, general manager, whoever is picking these players and going after them, tip my hat off to y'all because they doing it right. They like, okay, in the middle of the season when we a trade deadline, we need this player. Boom, we need this position. We gonna get this position, and they are quality players. It's not like players that no team wants or want to resign because of whatever. It's players that probably want to be out, want to be gone, or it's just players that's playing good on their sorry ass team, and they just plucking them. We seem to get players that nobody else wants to sign, and we thinking we can bring them over here, and our narcissistic coaches probably think they can do something with them. Now, I've been saying since last year when we started losing games that Joe Witt need to get out of that booth. Now I heard that he's going to be on the sideline. Let's see how this go. I want to see his face. I want to see him fired up when people. Now let's see. Let's see what happens when he's on the field. Because you just like your father or something. If your father is at a game and he's not like on the field in your face when you mess up, he's like maybe in the car listening to the game. We ain't worried about. We ain't worried about him. But he be on the sideline. You better get it right. You better get it right. So that's why I always say I don't understand why he wanted to be in the booth anyway. Like I said, it might have been he probably don't want to bust a blood vessel or have a heart attack going yelling at these players. But I want to see his reaction, his facial expression, or whatever. If you got to be in one of those high chairs, you want to see up. You got to be in those high chairs or something like where the cameras be. You want to be high up so you can see the field. Do that. But at least be on the field so you can yell at somebody, hey, Latimer, blah, 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 Now, Latimer is out for the season. Let's see who they got back up. And let's see if that player plays better than Latimer. Because a lot of times, these coaches, they so, I don't know, especially these player coaches, they so loyal to a starter or somebody they brought in that they paid a lot of money for, even though they probably figure they not better than the person behind them, but we paid them all this money, so we got to play them. Some of them, they probably ain't going to really admit it, hoping that they get hurt so they can put in the person they really want on the field. Or something happened to them, like, oh yeah, we can put this. I'm gonna put the person that I really want on the field, because this person is better than him. But we paying the other dude all this money, so we gotta start him over the person that's playing better than them. And they be like, yeah, we had a good practice. We had a very good practice. Yeah, you practice against your scrubby ass other team. Of course, they probably getting the better of the other team because they sorry, of the defense because they sorry. Wide receivers probably open all the time in our practice. Now, Mikey is the only one getting interceptions, but sometimes Mikey plays soft or, I don't know, or undecisive, but he's the only one getting interceptions. So, for whatever reason, maybe on that one play, his decision making was right. But all the other plays, he was like, oh, I thought it was going to be this. Oh, my goodness, he open. Touchdown. So a lot of these players are inconsistent. A lot of these players are either inconsistent or or just don't play good. So I don't know what they got to do in the draft, because I'm thinking we're gonna have a high draft pick, probably the top 10. we're gonna have a number one draft pick, top 10, because I don't got us winning a lot of games with this personnel. So we can just write this one up as we testing players to see who can play and who we gonna keep and who we not gonna keep. That's how I look at it. And then when you bring in somebody, make that person, if they playing good competition for next year, make sure the people that was playing on the field this season for the defense mostly be backups. You know, besides Amos, because Amos, I haven't seen. Amos he sometimes plays, get beat, but that's like every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's not all the time, and that's what you want. Yeah, but everybody else, some people are good at playing with short field. Like when he get in the red zone, he's a beast. Short field, he's a beast. Yeah, I seen they put in other linebackers. I haven't seen Morano on the defense. I've seen him in special teams. So we'll see next year what's going on with him. But for the offense, I gotta look. I don't know if anybody's not getting open. I don't think Jaden Daniels trusts Jaden Lane, because it was the one time Jaden Lane was wide open. It maybe Jaden Daniels was seeing ghosts and was trying to hurry up and get the fuck out of there. I don't know, but he was wide open. He could have thrown it to him. So I'm like, why is he not throwing the ball? Is he scared to throw the ball? He don't trust that he gonna catch it. Sometimes he has brick hands too. Cliff Kingsbury, I'm sorry, but you probably got to go. You got to go. Now, a good offensive coordinator can put anybody on the field and they will flourish with any personnel. I done seen it happen. It depends on who the quarterback is, though. But I've seen it happen. Now, whatever reason, Jaden Daniels is not comfortable in that pocket. Comfortable throwing. Like I said, I got to look at the film. I don't know if anybody not open or what. He's trying to go for the long ball or what. I know against the Seahawks, he's throwing it to Zach Ertz a lot. Is Zach Ertz the only one getting open? Or is Zach Ertz the only one that's in that zone, or that man that's going across and he can just throw it to him? I don't know. Nobody's looking for the ball. These wide receivers are running routes and not looking for the ball or something. I don't know what's going on. So I said, get rid of wide receiver coaches. I don't know if Bill was running good until either he had that last fumble or that knee injury, which he all of a sudden showed up on the injury report. And I was like, when did he hurt his knee? He would jump cut and then run, be explosive and fast. It was one time he was running. I was like, why did you keep running? He tried to juke. He could have ran to the sideline and probably get around the corner and get about 4 or 5 more yards. But he tried to juke a guy. And guy put his hand on him and wrapped him around. I think he might need to have more, get more pounds on him. At least maybe 8 to 10 more pounds on him or something like that. For next year, he need to get some more pounds on him. Because dude just grabbed him by the arm and wrapped him around, And then I think the wide receivers don't know how to block. They don't know how to run block. A blocker will get off of them. The only time the successful run is when the defender thinking it's a passing play and the wide receiver is taking them down the field thinking it's a passing play. But other than that, these people, they can't hold blocks. It's a lot of stuff going on. Now, if us couch coaches or whatever the hell, or just somebody observing what's going on, If we can see what's going on, why the coaches acting like they can't see what's going on? Like I said, I think it's just because they paying these people, they got to play them. But if they not doing right, if I'm a coach and I'm like, this is my job, these people gonna stay here. If I'm fired, they got like 3-4 years on the contract. I don't care if y'all paying him. I'm going to play the best person in this position. I'm the coach. I be there in training camp. I be there when we practicing and stuff. I know who can play and who can't. Y'all paid this player all this money. He can't play. He's getting beat in practice. He's getting beat by a 4-stringer. You know what I'm saying? So, come on now. Anyway, as always, I want y'all to let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I want y'all to share this video. Give me y'all opinions of what y'all think is the problem. Now, I don't think you should get rid of Dan Quinn. I don't know about Joe Witt. I think you probably need to get rid of Joe Witt. But let's see how the play calling is different when he's on the field instead of in the booth. Because right when they talking and they answering these questions, the reporters be asking, and sometimes the reporters, they be asking these softball questions. Now after the game, they were asking some serious questions to Dan Quinn. But it seems like they scared to throw anything at Joe Witt. It will make Joe Witt uncomfortable, like they did with Dan Quinn. We'll see the next press conference when Joe Witt's up there and see what his excuses is. Because they need to ask him why, when something is working in the beginning, you shutting them down, you're getting pressure, you stop blitzing. Oh, you switched the zone. You switched the man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to outsmart the opponent, need getting out coached. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop videos.